Hey guys, sorry for the late appearance on stream. My entire uh, my entire uh, intro has now been ruined by what is going on. And yeah, it is just it's one of those things where it's happening, and so we do have the first preseason game here for you between the Edmonton Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets. I just got in here, and it's 1-0 Winnipeg. So I don't know who's in the Oilers lineup. I don't know who's playing. I don't know who scored. We have a lot of unknowns right now. But let's go here. We got another 58 from with a shot. No, I'm guessing that's Laurent Brossoit with the save. Oh, we have 52. That's Hamblin, right? It's James Hamblin. Looks like Comrie is in the net for the Jets. So I don't know. I suppose I could take a look at the Twitter, see what's going on. 20 seconds in. Okay, so here are your lineups for Edmonton. Yeah, as I suspected, absolutely nothing. You got your first line of Hamblin with Podkolzin and Savoy. Ben O'Reilly with Lavoie Sam O'Reilly with Matt Lavoie and Kajula. Noah Phillip with Mike Hoffman and Stefan. Grube with Wright and Nickel. Defenseman Dermot Emberson, who was acquired for what's his name? Cody Ceci, Ben Gleason, Patrick Brown, Deneen Carrick. And then your goalies are Oliver Rodrigue and Colin Dealey, and the Oilers just scored. Who was it? Who scored for Edmonton? Sam O'Reilly. Oh, nice pass. Who was that? The defenseman made the pass. Oh, nice. So is Sam O'Reilly with the quick tie up? So who got the assists on that? So it was Deneen with the pass. And it was a great stretch pass to Sam O'Reilly, who went on a miniature breakaway backhand forehand, and he beats Eric Comrie 5-hole to tie this game up at 1. Still unsure on who scored the Winnipeg Jets goal. I suppose I could look that up for you guys, but for right now, it's a 1-1 game. Sam O'Reilly with the tie to make it 1-1. And yeah, Oilers got another chance. 58, Carrick. Shot, missed the net, back to the point. Another shot, blocked in front, back to the point. Here comes Carrot walking in. He's going to try and send it out front. Blocked by a guy. Tried a nice little spin backhand pass, but it didn't quite work out. So, shot and another save by Eric Comrie. So yeah, I'm taking a look at this lineup from Edmonton. As I predicted early on. As I expected, not a lot of NHL regulars in this one. So back to the shot, back to the point shot in traffic. Oilers back to the point. Yeah. Down low. Hamblin's going to get there. You got, is that Savoy? I think Savoy leaving it for a guy. Oh, Savoy tries the shot. Oh, it does get through. I think Hamblin missed that one. I don't know who it was. Oilers putting on some pressure here early on. Shots are 3-1 in favor of the Oilers. So this is good to see. To be honest, I'm very surprised they're not dressing any of the regulars. I don't see, they don't have McDavid, no Draisaitl, no Nuge, no one. The only NHL regular they have, I think, on here is the guy who's expected to be on the second line here, or second pairing with Darnell Nurse is Ty Emberson. Yeah, you don't see, there is no one else on this team that is going to be on the main roster. Absolutely no one. Yeah, no one. So I kind of expected this a little bit, but it is the first preseason at home. I was maybe expecting one or two NHLers, but gotta love the water. H2O. So, but yeah, no NHLers on this lineup right now, except for Ty Emberson, who, like I said, is expected to be on the second pairing with Darnell Nurse, but we are unsure how that's going to look. So, yeah. A lot of Oilers news that's happened since I last live streamed, which was the rookie game against the Flames. They lost that game 3-1, by the way. I remember I said I'd update you guys. Yeah, there was a 2-1 Flames lead when I left that game at the end of the third, or at the end of the second, just because I knew they weren't going to win. A, I knew they weren't going to win. B, I didn't care. And C, it's a nothing game. And they let in an empty netter to make it a 3-1 loss. So that's what happened. But yeah, just I looked. A lot of Oilers news has happened since then. Managerial changes, some scouts and stuff have been hired. So let's take a look in kind of what's been going on here. So, the first thing that happened was Brad Holland, Ken Holland's son, and the Edmonton Oilers decided to part ways. Don't know why that is. Maybe Brad thought he would be moved up to the GM position when Ken decided to move on. Didn't happen. Maybe he figured he'd have a better opportunity elsewhere, which, I mean, it's, we like to think of hockey as a sport, and it is, but the people who are in the game of hockey see it also as a business, and especially those who aren't playing it see it as a business. So they will do what's best for them from a business perspective. So I can't really fault Brad Holland for that. It is understandable. So, good for him for going out and looking for new opportunities elsewhere. A couple of PTO signings happened. One of them with a bit of a funny history to it. The first one was Travis Dermott, who is playing tonight. I think he was, if I remember correctly, he was drafted by the Leafs, played a few seasons with the Leafs, then played with the Canucks. And then I don't know what he's been doing since then, as the Winnipeg Jets get a shot from the point, but nothing doing on there. So he signed with the Oilers on a PTO. And another guy on a PTO who is playing tonight is Mike Hoffman. Now, Mike Hoffman and Edmonton have a bit of a funny history, as the Winnipeg Jets tried a shot on net, gets deflected, and hops right over a guy's stick who had a prime scoring. He was in a prime scoring place. But you got to get that puck out, dude. Get it out quicker. what do we got? So Mike Hoffman. So in the 2020 free agency period, this was the year the Calgary Flames signed, what's his name? Jacob Markstrom. Obviously in free agency, people put out the don't believe everything you read unless it's from a verified source tweets, right? Because especially on free agency day, it's easy for someone to make up a nice move by number 50. Oh, that would have been nasty if he made that play. Here come the Jets with the potential 2-on-1 shot blocked in front. Number 58 on the back end for Edmonton. Who was that? I got to look that up. Number 58 on the back end. Who was that? Number Carrick. Carrick with a nifty little move gets around one guy and try to set up pass. And then he gets back defensively on a 2-on-1. Jets shoot it on Oliver Rodrigue, who is going to cover it up. Wearing number 35, Dwayne Rollison's old number for the Oilers. But anyway, free agency period. Someone pretending to be Elliot Friedman. And by that, I mean he changed his Twitter name to basically match Elliot Friedman's Twitter handle. And then he copied Elliot Friedman's profile photo. Sent out a tweet, something along the lines of Oilers and Hoffman discussing a contract. And everyone knew it was fake, just because, Elliot Friedman has a blue check mark next to his name, and this one did not. So everyone knew it was a fake account. Well, there was an Oilers. I don't want to say he's a media guy, because he's not, but he's like a fan, but has like media credentials. I don't know what he is, but the name is Jason Gregor. You guys might have heard about this guy. He saw that tweet, I guess, and then he copied it, the exact same thing. He said, hearing Oilers and Hoffman close to a contract never ended up happening, and he was clowned on for good reason. I mean, you should verify what you're seeing first before you start reporting on it. And so he, that's exactly what he did. He copied he saw this tweet from a fake account, didn't verify it, posted off as real, and then when push came to shove, and it was right, and the Oilers are buzzing right now. This team is buzzing right now. He had to, it was funny. And then, of course, all these years later, Mike Hoffman comes in on a PTO, and then, potential break. Shot. What a glove save by Eric Comrie. Who was that? Drake Caggiula. Oh, yeah. Drake Caggiula also used to play for Edmonton back then. I remember he was rookie year in the NHL. He was actually pretty decent. It's kind of gone downhill since then, but nice little play from Cags there. Nice. But yeah, that that happened. So that was funny. So all these years later, 4 years later, it kind of comes true a little bit. But Mike Hoffman, I don't expect much out of Hoffman in this. I think he is mostly just going to be here for, just to fill a spot at camp. But if he can make an impact, he might be a good third line winger for this team. If he's expecting top 6 ice time, he's not going to get it, unfortunately. The top six is essentially set with McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Hyman, Arvidsson, and Skinner, and you can put those guys in any order you want. Honestly, you really could. I think McDavid and Hyman are playing together. Draisaitl, Arvidsson are. It's Skinner and Nuge that might just kind of like rotate a little bit, and even then, I think everyone is projecting the McDavid, Nuge, Hyman line with Draisaitl between Skinner and Arvidsson. So that'd be something there. So yeah, I have Hoffman's on a PTO, and then today it was announced that Evander Kane had a surgery to repair a sports hernia that he was having a dealing with from last season, and he will be out until at least February. January, February at the latest. So, or at the earliest, I should say. So yeah, that's all the news for now. Let's get back to the game, I guess, because nothing really else is happening here. The Oilers also have a jersey sponsor for the first time. I think they're one of like the final few teams that didn't have a jersey sponsor going into the last couple of years, but they have one now for Play Alberta, which is funny because the Flames also sponsored with Play Alberta. So the Oilers and the Flames are both sponsored by Play Alberta. That's going to make things a little bit more interesting. Number 22. Oh, nice move. Oh, that would have been nasty. Oh, if that pass connected, that would have been 30. Some great skill shown by this Oilers group so far. I mean, they're out shooting. Look, it's preseason. There's nothing really to look forward to. Most of these guys are just going to be playing in the AHL this year, or going back to the OHL. But they're just kind of here to, try to see what we can do. Oh, potential 2-on-1 shot. Nice save by Eric Comrie. He's got that. Oilers out shooting the Winnipeg Jets by a 5-2 count. Score is tied at 1. Drake Caggiula again. 8:07 left in the first period. Oh, that was a nifty little play. And he had O'Reilly backdoor too. And he's got to take that shot. Good pad save by Eric Comrie. And we go to a commercial break because we're watching the scoreboard feed on this one. This is coming to us from Oilers Plus. So they do the scoreboard feed that you see it on the scoreboard when you go to games. So we're going to have to watch all the fan stuff, which is fine. I'd rather watch fan stuff than I hear. Let's actually listen in, see what we got. Okay, so they're doing a Timbit shuffle. So you see the ball in the cup where they have the 3 cups, you place a ball on, and the guy shuffles the cups around. Yeah, they're doing that except with a Timbit. Let's go ahead and let's watch. So they're going to place it in the middle. So Timbit with the hockey stick. Yep, goes the cup. All right, left, right, left. All right, I'm watching it. Yeah. All right, it's the latte. Yeah, it's a latte. It's the latte. Yep. They don't make these that hard. It's for the fans. They don't make them that hard, but it is the latte. That's pretty cool. So. Yeah. I will say this: the Oilers' top line of Caggiula with O'Reilly. Let me just pull it up here. The second line of O'Reilly with Lavoie and Caggiula has been cooking so far in this game. They've had the better quality of chances for Edmonton so far in this game, and in fact, they're the responsible for the tie game. So. All right, here come the Jets. And I have no idea who's on the Winnipeg Jets. I'm not even going to try and remember names. Like I said, during the rookie game when I was announcing my schedule for the preseason, let me actually just pull it up here so I can remember myself because I kind of forget. Oilers.nhl.com. I'm only doing 4 preseason games. The Oilers are doing 8 preseason games in total against 4 teams. Let me get the preseason here, just so we know. So, yeah, so today we are doing the Oilers versus Jets. Tomorrow we're doing the split squad game of Edmonton and Calgary. And for those of you who don't know what a split squad is, basically the Oilers and the Flames take 2 full NHL-sized rosters, split them up, and then they play in both home arenas at the same time. Usually with a split squad game, the home team will dress the more NHL ready lineup. So you'll be seeing a lot of NHLers tomorrow. So in tomorrow's game, I'm expecting to see McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, Skinner. I'm expecting to see all those guys. So that's how we're going to see it. And then the next game we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing October 2nd at Seattle and then Friday, October 4th at Vancouver. And the reason we're doing those 2 games is because those are the final 2 games of the preseason, and that's when you really see the NHL roster come together. Basically, the Friday Vancouver game, October 4th, I am fully expecting to see an NHL caliber lineup from the Edmonton Oilers. So I'm going to see McDavid, Draisaitl. You're going to see your entire, probably your top 6 forward group, maybe your bottom 6, your entire defense. Like basically, the final preseason game is like your opening night lineup roster without it being opening night in the National Hockey League. And then, of course, we will be here for Friday, October 9th, or sorry, not Friday, October 9th, Wednesday, October 9th, for the opening night of the NHL regular season when the Edmonton Oilers take on the Winnipeg Jets. Wednesday, yeah, they're home to the Winnipeg. Actually, the Oilers start with a 4-game homestand against Winnipeg, Chicago, Calgary, and they already have a back a week into the season. That's 3 games in, and they are 2 games in. You know, they play 1 game, they have a back-to-back immediately, and they have a back-to-back again. They have 2 back-to-backs in the month of October already. Jeez. But yeah, so we're going to be doing the Wednesday game against Seattle and the Friday game against the Canucks. And again, like I said, you're going to see the NHL lineups basically at that point. But I wanted to do 2 home games, 2 away games, and that's what we're going to be doing. So yep. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention other news. The Oilers, the other piece of news I forgot to mention, and I was looking for it earlier. I couldn't find it. But as the Oilers get another chance, Kajula had that puck roll off of his stick back to the point. Number 44, I don't know who that is. Tried to feed it to Kajula. Kajula tried to send it in front and couldn't get it. Here comes, oh, what a hip check. Oh, Ben Gleason. Jeez, what a hip check from Ben Gleason. Here come the Oilers. Drop pass. Down low for Hoffman. Hoffman working it in the corner. Hoffman, I should be really paying it. I'm not really paying attention to the game, but I should be paying more attention to Mike Hoffman, see how he does. Because if we can get him as a 3rd-line winger, this team is going to be great. Shot. What a save by Rodrigue. Right at the side of the net. Jets with some great pressure there. And Rodrigue was there to shut the door. Is Chris Knobloch behind the bench for this one? I don't know. Maybe. Good God. Anyway, but the Oilers did make some news, some hirings to their somewhere in their department, but or in the organization. But one of them used to run Cap Friendly, which has now been, for some odd reason, bought out and debunked, or not debunked, bought out and is no longer operable. I don't know why. I think it was the Capitals that bought it. Was it the Capitals that bought the? Okay, that was funny. Oh, Winnipeg Jet just tried to skate in on a loose puck, and he toe picked, and he dropped like a stone. Oh, that's funny. All right, puck in the corner, Jets, and I don't even think the Jets are icing any regulars. Oh, back to the point. Might be Logan Stanley right there. Yeah, that's Logan Stanley. He's wearing 64 and he's a big. Oh my god, he gets a reverse hit on Kajula there. It wasn't even a hit. It was more like Kajula just ran into his ass. 55 seconds left in the first period. Score is 1-1, shot 6-4 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Been a pretty good game so far. But like I said, it's the first game of preseason. It's not. I'm not expecting much in the way of competitive hockey, but I'm sure these guys are not looking at it like that. 16 seconds, puck behind the net, number 48. 10 seconds, guys. If you're going to do something, do it now. 3, 2, shoot it! Ah, nice. And the first period is going to come to an end with the Oilers and Jets tied at 1. So let's see if we can get this Winnipeg goal on a replay here. So, yeah, nothing much. And now that the first period is over, we're probably going to see highlights from the first period and then highlights from the game as we transition to first intermission here. Yeah. I don't know what else to talk about right now. It sucks. It sucks when you're trying to start out. But so they got the sorry, I just got distracted by a video about meatworms and food. What do we got here? We do have some other preseason action tonight. I can take a look, or no, I'm not going to take a look. We are going to, well, yeah, no, we are. Holy crap, we have a lot. Oh boy. So we got right now with 39 seconds left in the second period, the New York Rangers and the Boston Bruins are tied at 2. Right now in a split squad game, the Florida Panthers have a 3-0 win or 3-0 lead. With 4:42 left in the first period. The other split squad game, the Florida Panthers against the Nashville Predators, won 3-2. Edmonton and Winnipeg tied at 1. And then at 7 o'clock, we have St. Louis and Utah. That is going to take some getting used to. That is, holy crap, I forgot. Yeah, the Utah Hockey Club. Apparently a name has been decided. I don't know when they're planning to reveal it. Maybe they'll do it tonight. I don't know. 7 p.m. you have Ottawa and Toronto. 8 p.m. Vegas, San Jose. 10 p.m. Calgary, Seattle. And then other finals already. You have another split squad game. Florida beating Nashville. And then you have the Philadelphia Flyers beating the Washington Capitals 6-2. Yeah, other than that, there's nothing else going on. So let's talk. I guess I should talk about what my expectations heading into the season are for. Oh, here we go. So it looks like it was Stanley that scored the first goal for the Jets. All right, score update. Florida's up 4-0 on Nashville now. So I guess let's talk about sort of my expectations going into this season. Now, there's only one way this team can top last year, and that's by winning the Stanley Cup. So with that in mind, I know they're not going to meet last year's expectations. I know for a fact that they're not even going to match what they did last year. Even still, they'll be a playoff team. They should be a playoff team. If they're not a playoff team, massive failure of a season. But they should be a playoff team. They should get past the second round. Depends on who they play in the third round. And then, realistically, they should be a Western Conference final appearance at best. That is my expectations for this club. Like I said, the only way they can top what happened last year is by winning the Stanley Cup, and we all know they're not going to do it. Do they have the team? Yes. They do have the team to win the Stanley Cup, but we know they won't. So with that in mind, we are going to pretend that last year didn't happen and that the best way that they can make a good season of it is by a Western Conference final appearance. Whether they win or not, I don't know. It depends on who they play. But they've been in the Western Conference Finals in 2 of the last 3 years. One of them they lost, one of them they won. And in the past 3 years, they have all lost to the Stanley Cup champion. Right. So they did change it. Looks like David Gustafsson is the one who got the goal for the Winnipeg Jets from Logan Stanley, and Janssen Falaby. I'm going to pretend that's how you say his name. He has a J in there. I'm going to assume the J is silent. And then, and then later on you have the Oilers getting it from not Sam Carrick. Sam Carrick went to New York. It's a different Carrick who found a stretch pass to Sam O'Reilly, who beat Comrie 5-hole. Nice stretch pass, gets into a mini breakaway. Yeah, pretty good goal. It was Carrick to the other defensive partner. I don't know who that is. They'll probably put it up here. Sam O'Reilly from Deneen and Carrick. So at 3:23 of the first period. So yeah, my expectations for next year, though, they should be a Western Conference appearance. They should have a Western Conference appearance under their belt. Like I said, whether they win or lose, I don't care. But I know for a fact they are not going to win the Stanley Cup next year. That's just the way it is. But it's and look, if they do, I will still be there 100%. Right? I don't want people to say, well, if you don't think they're going to win the Cup, why are you going to watch? Because it's my team, guys. It's my team, and I'm going to watch what my team does. But I know they're not going to win the Stanley Cup. But it sucks now because I went through this journey. I think I watched every single playoff game last year. I don't think I ever turned a playoff game off. No, I turned off game 3 against the Panthers. I remember that. I did turn off game 3 against the Panthers. But the Oilers played such tight hockey. They should have won it, man. And you know what the worst part is? The worst part is, and I look, I know revisionist history and all that, but if they win just one of the first 3 games, they win that cup in 6. They were so unstoppable in games 4, 5, and 6. It was nuts. And it's just, oh man. And I know that they said going into that season it was a cup or bust year. It was cup or bust, but I mean, the way they started, they would take how it ended. And I don't think you can call that a fail. I don't think you can call that a bust. But, I am not in that locker room. The only, I guess, positive factor, I mean, there's a lot of positive factors, but the one positive factor that's kind of keeping me sane right now is the fact that they're coming in hungry this year. They've been there. They know what it takes. They know the battle. They're not going to start 2-9-1. Is it second? No, it's not second period already. I thought they were going to go to the second period already. I don't think they're going to start the season 2-9-1 again. I think they're too good for that. But I don't think they'll go to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. It's just the sad reality of the situation. All these other teams got better, especially Nashville. Like, forget what's happening in the East, the Western Conference. I mean, Dallas is still good. Colorado is still good. Vegas got worse, in my opinion. Nashville 100% got better. I fully expect the Predators to be pushing for that Central Division title. The Vancouver Canucks didn't get worse. I wouldn't say they got better, but I know they didn't get worse. Anaheim is going to be about the same. LA is going to be about the same. San Jose didn't get better. Or if they did, it's only a marginal, like a small increase. Just the way I see it is Edmonton is still in a strong position to make some noise in the playoffs. But it depends on who they play in the first two rounds. One of the things that was said about this team was that, they had an easy path. They had to play the LA Kings in the first round and then the Vancouver Canucks in the second round. And then when they played the Dallas Stars, the Dallas Stars played the last two Stanley Cup champions. So they were beat up and tired. Lazy excuses. There are no bad teams in the playoffs. Hate to break it to you guys, there are no bad teams in the playoffs. If you make the playoffs, you're a good team. And any team can go on a run. And we've seen it happen before. We've seen a team sneak in the last minute, win the Stanley Cup in the LA Kings. Florida did it all hold on. Last year is over. 2 years ago now. The Florida Panthers almost did it. They snuck into the playoffs. They went to the Stanley Cup final, lost in 5 to the Vegas Golden Knights last year. They win it, right? Edmonton in 2006, they snuck in as the 8th seed, almost went on to win the cup. And I've said this before. I'm going to say it again because I said this last week. The Oilers remain the closest a Canadian team has come to winning the Stanley Cup. Not just in the salary cap era, but since Montreal won it in 93. Easily. The Flames, let's take a look, actually. Whoops. Hold on here. I'm just like, Google. Let's take a look at the last Stanley Cup champions. There you go. List of Stanley Cup champions. Let's go. Since 1993. There we go. So since 1993, so the Montreal Canadiens were the last team to win the Stanley Cup. Okay. So in Game 7, so the next year, the Vancouver Canucks were in the Stanley Cup final against the New York Rangers. The Rangers won that in a 7-game series. Holy crap. Listen to this. Okay, this is nuts. All right. So, Stanley Cup champions, New York Rangers, so the Canucks. All right. Can I look at that one? All right. What was the final game? Game 7. Okay, so they lost 3-2. Okay, so that's pretty close. Okay, but Oilers allowed less goals. Okay. And then 95, you had New Jersey, Detroit. New Jersey wins in a sweep. 96, Colorado and Florida. Colorado wins in a sweep. 97, Red Wings, Flyers. Wings win it in a sweep. 98, Red Wings and Capitals. Wings win it in a sweep. So for 4 straight years, you had the losing team in the Stanley Cup final not win a single game. That's got to hurt. Dallas Stars, Buffalo in 1999. Dallas wins in 6. 2000, Devils Stars. Devils win in 6. 2001, Avalanche, New Jersey. Avalanche win in 7. Detroit and Carolina in 2002. Detroit wins in 5. 2003, New Jersey Devils and Ducks. Devils win in 7. 2004. All right. So the next team after the Vancouver Canucks, Game 7. (2-1) for Tampa. Okay, so I may have been a little bit hasty with that remark because the Flames lost 2-1 in 2004. But in the Cap era, so from 2006 to current, no Canadian team has come close to Edmonton. 2006, Carolina and Edmonton. Oilers lost Game 7, 3-1. 2007, Ducks and Ottawa. Ducks win that series in 5, so Ottawa didn't even get to a Game 7. 2008, Detroit and Pittsburgh. Red Wings win in 6. 2009, Penguins and Red Wings. Penguins win in 7. 2010, Chicago, Philly. Blackhawks win in 6. Boston, Vancouver. Vancouver drops Game 7, 4-0. So they didn't even score a goal in Game 7. Right? Okay. So Edmonton is still better than Ottawa and Vancouver in the Cap era. 2012, LA, New Jersey. LA wins in 6. Chicago and Boston. Chicago wins in 6. 2014, LA and Rangers. LA wins in 5. Chicago and Tampa in 2015. The Hawks win in 6. 2016, Pittsburgh and San Jose. Pittsburgh wins in 6. 2017, Penguins Nashville. Pittsburgh wins in 6. 2018, Washington and Vegas. Washington wins in 5. 2019, St. Louis, Boston. St. Louis wins in 7. Tampa Bay and Dallas in 2020. Tampa Bay wins in 6. 2021, Montreal and Tampa. Montreal loses in 5. So there was no anything like that. And then 2022, Colorado, Tampa Bay. Colorado wins in 6. Vegas Golden Knights, Florida in 2023. Vegas wins in 5. And then, of course, last year, Florida and Edmonton loses. Edmonton loses in 7 games by a score of 2-1. Game 7, 2-1. The closest Edmonton has come to, or closest a Canadian team has come to winning the Stanley Cup era, belongs to the Edmonton Oilers, and I will not hear anything else. Second period is underway here. By the way, I forgot to mention that. Yeah. Painful. I can't. I can't. So shots were 6-4 for Edmonton after the first period. Shots are now 8-5 for Edmonton, almost 3 minutes in to this second period, which means the Oilers have outshot the Winnipeg Jets 2-1. Yay. Good for us. I like to see that. Puck dumped into the Jets zone. And we got 3 viewers on here. Nice. Welcome to all who are watching, including myself, because I want to see how this is turning out on the YouTube side. Puck dumped in. Oliver Rodriguez sent it to its defense partner. Puck is going to get dumped down to the Winnipeg Jet zone, and that's going to be icing on Edmonton. So, oh, you know what? What else we could talk about? There were some rule changes to the NHL this year. Let's go through them. Let's go to the rule changes here. They had this like yesterday. Shot from the hash marks by the Jets. Good save by Rodrigue, and then he gets the rebound. And we have another icing on Edmonton. Potentially, shots are now 9-7 in favor of the Oilers, or we have a penalty here. So the Winnipeg Jets just took a holding penalty. So those are going to go to the power play. Obviously, they're not icing any of your NHL regulars, so this power play is probably going to be absolutely garbage. I'm just looking for the rule changes here to see if I can find. I don't remember all of them. Or no, there were 3 rule changes. I remember them off the top of my head, basically. But I'm sorry. Nick Foligno was named captain of Chicago. What? September 18th? How did? You know what? I never. No, I did not know. That is nuts. Okay. Let's take a look at the rule changes for the game now. So there were 3 major rule changes that have been made to the NHL this season. As the Oilers are on the power play here. Number 6 to number. Oh man, breaks his stick with the potential slap shot. That was rough. Back to the point. I think number 6 is Ben Gleason. Shot. Nice save by Eric Comrie. Who was that? Number 22. I don't know who that is. Okay, so rule changes. So the first change was a change to the coaches challenge. And by change, I mean addition. Coaches can now challenge puck over glass, delay of game penalties. Basically, I think if they can challenge it to see if if the refs call a penalty for a delay of game, they can challenge to see if it went over, it hit the glass and stuff like that. There were a couple of times last season where the puck did go out of play. The refs did call a penalty, but then upon looking at a replay, they would go, well, it actually hit the glass. It didn't go straight out, but because this change wasn't implemented, they couldn't do anything about it. So coaches now given that ability. The problem with that is that if they fail that coach's challenge, they get a second delay of game penalty. So all of a sudden you are now killing off a 5-on-3 as opposed to 5-on-4. So I guess the thing is basically you have to be like 100% certain that it's not going to go against you if you make that call. The second change that was made is a bench minor penalty. Players are no longer allowed to sit on the boards before a line change. Usually this was I don't know why they did this. Usually it led to hilarious hijinks than anything else, but they basically have made it so that players cannot sit on the boards for a potential line change. If they are caught doing it, I think they get like a warning, and then if they're doing it again, they get a penalty. And then the third is if a goalie knocks the net off accidentally, the defending team is not allowed to make a line change. I think. That's why I'm trying to look for the rule changes here. NHL rule changes. Let's see here. Oops. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, yeah, here we go. So there's a video of it here. Okay, so they're changing Rule 38 Coaches Challenge delay of game. So this is again to determine if you think that the puck did not get tossed out of the playing surface like a regular delay of game penalty is. Basically, they're trying to say, look, if it, like I said, there were a couple of cases last year, and they actually show one in this video from a Pittsburgh Buffalo game last year where a Pittsburgh player clears the puck out of their zone. The puck is deflected off of a Buffalo player's stick, but because it wasn't caught by the refs, the Pittsburgh player was penalized with delay of game. And as a result, the Penguins coaching staff couldn't do anything about it because this wasn't in play. So basically, the first change is this coach's challenge will not apply to a judgment call. So I guess that means if the refs have to, I don't know what that means exactly. My guess is that this is not if it was I'm guessing this only applies, like what they mean by that is like if it wasn't initially called and then the refs confer after and determine it, the coach can't do that. I guess. I don't know. Like I said, if they get it wrong, you are given another delay of game penalty, which is now a 5-on-3 power penalty kill. Which is again, like I said, another one. So instead of going 5-on-4 and a PK, you're going 5-on-3, and it can only be used to rescind it. So basically, what they're saying is for this one is that you cannot off. So if the refs miss it, you can't coach challenge. You can't do a coach's challenge for that missed one. The only time you can do this is if your team is called and you think it wasn't a call. You can't go, well, you missed it, so we're going to ask you to do that. No, so no, they can't do that. As I was coming on right here. Okay, so the next change is to Rule 63.8. No line changes after the net is displaced. So last year, if a player knocked a net off of its moorings accidental by accident, the team was not allowed to make a line change on the defensive. It was not allowed to make a defensive zone line change. But if the goalie did it, they were allowed. Now, if the goalie does it and the players do it, you can't do it. Right. So that's the second rule change. Okay, so the next one is Rule 76.4. Following and icing the first face-off violation by either team will result in a warning. So face-off violations, I don't know what constitutes that, but they're saying if you do it once, you get a warning. If you do it again, your team is getting a delay of game penalty, but your centerman will not be tossed out. Okay, so yeah, this one doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So the next one is Rule 75.2, unsportsmanlike conduct, sitting on boards. Following one warning, a team will be given a minor penalty for players sitting on boards if they do it again. All right, so the next one is if you get an injury to your goalie, the replacement goalkeeper will be allowed a warm up period of time to kind of get them into the game. Yeah, that's it. So those are the rule changes. So I got the first three right. I think there was like five in total. I completely lost count. But yeah, so the rule changes now are coaches can now challenge delay of game penalties except for if they think except for if they think one was committed and wasn't called. Um, Defending teams cannot make any line changes when when their defending net is knocked off of the moorings, regardless of who did it. Face-off violations will result in minor penalties if they continue to be done. Backup goalies or goalies coming in for an injured goaltender are now allowed a brief warm-up period as the Oilers ice the puck. And nope, no icing. And then the sitting on the boards penalty as well. And that's it. Those are the rule changes as the Winnipeg Jets come into the zone here. Shots are now 14-7 in favor of the Oilers. That power play kind of gave him a bit of a shooting thing. 10 minutes remaining in the second period, so we are halfway through this game. Score is still tied at 1, which is very expected of Chris Knobloch hockey. I'm assuming he's coaching. I cannot see him on the bench. I haven't been given a good close-up of the bench, so. And the Jets are going to dump it in the Oilers zone, and we are going to get an icing call against Winnipeg. Yeah. Let's check. I guess while we're here, let's check in on the. Let's check in. Can I not watch this game? You can't watch this? Oh, Matthew Nyes has already gotten a penalty here. That's interesting. Okay, so according to Mark Spector, McDavid, Draisaitl, and several top players will dress Monday night in Edmonton against the Flames. No Skinner or Nurse for either game, split squad game. So. Icing on Edmonton. All right. They're still not even. You'd think that they would. You think that they would have done. I don't know. They're still not releasing the. They still haven't released Utah's name. Oh, it is online. Okay. Let's check in with the Leafs Senators. Shots are 4-1 on. Well, I guess yeah, they had a power play like 39 seconds in. So Ottawa's tie scored the first goal against the Leafs. Oh man, Toronto, you suck. Oh yeah, Tanev and Tanev and Riley. Nice. Yeah, yep. Both of you lose a puck battle. That's hilarious. That is funny. That is funny. Yeah, great first look of the Riley Tanev pairing. Riley gets beat in a puck battle along the boards, and the guy is left alone all front, on out in front, nobody there covering him. And that's funny because Nylander is supposed to be center. 'There we go. All right. Five minutes left in the second period. Shots are 16-7 in favor of the Oilers, but they still can't find that second goal. The Oilers have made a goaltending change mid-game. Sometimes they will do this. Colin Delia is now in net for the Oilers. Oliver Rodrigue is done for the night. Not because of anything bad, but teams will do this in preseason where they will change goaltenders mid-game. So that's what that's what they've done. So, yep. All right. So Oilers still doubling up the Senators in shots. 16-8 now. Kajula tries to flick that puck past the defender. Couldn't quite get there in time. So, man, a lot of Oilers are losing their sticks this game. I do not know what's happened. Guys, get a better grip on your wood. Yes, I know how that sounds. All right, 3-on-2 rush for Edmonton. Kajula goes across. Oh, nice defensive play by whoever that was. That was a tap in for, I think that was Hoffman. Let's see. No, it was not Hoffman, but damn, that was a good opportunity. Kajula found a guy backdoor, or didn't find him. He had a guy backdoor, and that was Comrie's still in net. There's a pile up in front of the net. Winnipeg's going to get it out. Sorry. I just find it funny. I saw an article on Sportsnet. Hoffman back. Well, no one know. I saw an article on Sportsnet yesterday that just made me laugh. So from Luke Fox, this is quick shifts, and it was why this year's Leafs will be different. And look, I get it. It's the Leafs. They are one of the biggest moneymakers in the National Hockey League. They are a historical franchise in this league. But the hype really needs to die down with this group. They have one playoff series win in 20 years. They have a core group of 4 guys, 5 if you're counting Morgan Riley, who can't handle playoff hockey at all. I would say if their lives depend on it, but their lives have been depending on it for the past 4 years. And they can't get anything done. And every single year, the guys at Sportsnet go, this year is going to be different. This team is going to win the Stanley Cup. This team, blah, blah, blah. Except what they continue to fail to realize is that you can change the rough edges of the Leafs. You can change the defensive pairings. You can change the coach. You can change the assistant coaches. You can change the goaltenders. You can change the bottom 6. You can change the wingers. But the problem is you have a team of 5 guys who don't know how to play playoff hockey. They either continue to whiff on plays or not get into the rough areas of the ice, or they come out because they're too injured to play. And only one of those times did I actually buy it, which was when John Tavares had his injury in game 1 against Montreal. That was the only time I am legitimately going to buy that excuse, as we have a fight here between Morgan Riley and a guy. Well, it's not even a fight. One guy wants to drop the gloves and go, Morgan Riley is too big of a... Anyway. As we have 30 seconds left in the second period, Winnipeg just going to dump it in on Colin Delia, and he is going to freeze it. But but every year with this group, they say, oh, this is going to be our year. This is going to be the year they do something. This is going to be the year they win the Stanley Cup, blah, 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 blah. They don't, because they have a group of guys that cannot perform playoff hockey. You got Mitch Marner, who shies away from any physical contact. Same goes for William Nylander, even though he's the only one who actually manages to produce consistently on the score sheet. You have John Tavares, who does nothing. Austin Matthews is a joke come playoff time. He can't do anything. And then you have Morgan Riley, who is probably their second most consistent playoff performer, but even then he doesn't do much to move the needle. And like I said, they change the bottom 6. They change the defense pairings. They change the coach. They change the general manager. They change everything else. They change the goaltender. But the problem is, if you have a group of 4 guys who cannot perform playoff hockey, you're not going to do it. It doesn't matter what you change about the team. And let's be honest here. The only reason they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 2 years ago in a playoff series is because the Tampa Bay Lightning went to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals And the Leafs actually managed to show up for 6 games. And even then, in that series, the Lightning were the better team. I saw 3 of those 6 games, and Tampa was the better team, bar none. Bar none, Tampa was a better team. So, if you're going to play, if you're going to have a group of people who can't do it time and 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 time again, what do you expect? Anyway, second period comes to a close. Looks like the Leafs are going to go on the penalty kill again. It's weird seeing Craig Berube behind the Leafs net, but that's okay. Or bench. But yeah. So with that said, I'm going to take a little bit of break. 1-1 after 2. Edmonton out shooting the Jets, I think 19-9. So they're doing very good on that in that respect. Or I suppose I could watch a little bit of the Ottawa Senators here. They are out shooting the Leafs 8-1. Oh my god. Oh geez. Oh, blocked in front or saved by Wool. That was a great setup by the Senators. Toronto has 1 shot on net. My god. That's funny. That's hilarious. So 9-1. Now are the shots. Scramble face off. 35 seconds left on the power play for Ottawa. And Ottawa's not even dressing like an NHL lineup right now. This is hilarious. The Leafs are dressing most of their regular guys, and they're losing. Shot. Puck over the net. 18 seconds left. 5:13 left in the first. Shots are 10-1 in favor of the Ottawa Senators. I'm just going to watch a little bit of this here. Yep. That'll do it. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll check in on that later. For now, guys, I'm going to go take a quick break. I'll see you guys start at third. All right. Third period about to get underway. Um, Still a 1-1 game. Hello. Oh boy, this is not good. Okay, I think it's fine now. But yeah. Yeah. No. Is there like a way we can I gotta edit my mic here. Doesn't matter. Um yeah. Um yeah, so shots are 19-9 in favor of the Oilers. And this game is still a 1-1. And we have yeah, that's it. Second period stats, shots were 13-5 in favor of the Oilers. Block shots were 6-0 in favor of the Jets. Faceoffs won were let's see if I can go back here and take a look at it. We still got a few seconds of time left. We'll just go live. All right, 20 minutes to play. Puck is not down yet. All right, puck is down. Face-off won by the Oilers. I do not like how this mic sounds right now. It is like not working properly. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna need to change this. Okay, puck dumped into the Oilers zone. So Colin Delia is still in net. And puck is flipped out of play. No penalty, it looks like. That's good. All right, icing against the Jets. Okay, face off to the right, and it's going to get dumped into the Oilers zone. No icing on this one. You know, I had to get a second one of these microphones. And ever since then, it's been garbage. This entire thing has just been crap. You can hear it in the audio quality. You hear this thing, and then it like cuts out at certain words. It sucks. I'm trying to do something good here, and I'm being ruined by crappy equipment. Oh man. Is it like on the right setting or something? Here, what is this? I don't want to change it because it's gonna like affect everything. Is that better? Oh, we have a player down. And we have a holding call. Okay, so that didn't do it. What about this one? So who's getting the holding call? Number 58. So that's Carrick. Oh, yeah, that's a penalty. Okay, what about this one? No, that one. What about this one? Is that better? Oh, no, it's not better. Okay, whatever. We'll have to figure it out. Yeah. All right. So one shot so far for the Leafs on the power play. Puck dumped in on Delia. And potential offside here. Let's get these notifications back on. Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, really nothing much to talk about right now, is there? The Leafs are still losing 1-0 in Ottawa. You're outshot 14-1. Other than that, nothing else to report. Here come the Jets. And then here come the Oilers. And that'll be icing on Edmonton with 15:25 left in the third period. Shots are 20-11 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. All right. Stanley finds a guy. I haven't really commented on the game. Going, oh, that was dangerous. That was dangerous. Good track by Delia there. That could have been something. All right. Shot from the point. Blocked in front. And And that's going to be icing on Edmonton. All right, puck dumped into the Oilers zone, or sorry, Jets zone. Puck behind the net. Oh, bad giveaway from the Jets there. Shot, blocker saved by Comrie. I mean, you had a guy on the side. You could have passed it off. Anyway. Here come the Oilers. Stop up. Back to the point. Shot for the point behind the Oilers net. Shot over the net from Edmonton. Puck shot on, or tried to get shot on net. It was kind of blocked in front by the Oilers. Oh, that was a dangerous chance. Puck shot from the point, missed the net, and it came out the other side, and there was a wide open net for the Jets to have a shot at, but it just did not pan out. But yeah, that's a bad pass. Okay, it wasn't as open as I thought. They're just showing the replay from that Jets turnover where there was like two Oilers on a mini 2-on-1. Wasn't as easy as passing it over to the second guy as I thought. So, yeah. Why is someone wearing a Washington Capitals jersey at a... someone has a Washington Capitals jersey in the in the stands. Jeez, I don't... Oh, man, I don't know what's going on right now. All right. Oh, Oh, right in the skates. Oh, man, that was close. Man, that was a great opportunity for Edmonton. Miniature 2-on-1, couldn't capitalize. That should be a penalty, and it's going to be. Yeah. So the Jets took a penalty. Oilers back to the power play with a chance to take the lead on this one. Shots are now 15-1 for the Ottawa Senators. So let's see what happens here. As the second period between the Leafs and Senators is underway. Got two hockey games going on at the same time. This is fun. All right, here come the Oilers. Tries to find the D, but no one was home. And it goes all the way back into the Oilers zone. You can tell that this is not the regular top unit for the Oilers. Nice keep there at the line. Puck behind the net. Hoffman. Shot for the point. Scores! There we go. Number 62 for Edmonton on the power play makes it 2-1. Is that Noah Phillip? No, Matthew Savoy. All right, so the Oilers finally break through on the power play. And the Jets just tied it, didn't they? Yep, they did. Yep. Oh, never saw it. It was Raphael Lavoie. My apologies. That scored the goal. And then, yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, back to square one. O'Reilly. And the Jets are offside. As we go to the Ottawa Leafs game, Leafs are now are still trailing 1-0 and still being outshot 17-2 by the Ottawa Senators now. So Toronto's already matched their shot total from the first period. That's funny. That is hilarious. Oh boy. And they're in a commercial break for the Oilers game right now because we have a 50-50 ticket on the screen. Like I said, for those of you who don't know, the feed I'm getting is on Oilers Plus from the scoreboard in the arena. So you do all the fan stuff. You don't get commercial breaks. This is not like on Sportsnet, which is where I'm watching the Leafs Senators game right now. I'll say this: it is a little weird not seeing the C on Tavares. Potential breakaway for Mike Hoffman, and he rang it off the post. .916 left in the third period. It is a 2-2 game. Yeah, not like I said, we were back to square one after Tornado tied it, or Toninato. Back to the point. Tries a nifty little play there. Jets. Here come the Oilers. All right. Well, all right. O'Reilly wins a face-off back to the point for Carrick. Back to a guy. walks the line, tries to send it down for Lavoie. And that's going to be not icing on Winnipeg. 7 minutes or 7:05 left in the third period. Okay. Here come the Jets with speed. Stop up. Shot. Another shot. Both saved by Delia. Oilers are going to clear the puck out. That is going to be not icing on Edmonton. It is stopped at center ice. Here come the Oilers. Shot. Missed the net. Oh, don't start the wave. Please don't start the wave. A nice little spin move to get away at the blue line there. Didn't get much separation, but he got the puck out. 5:50 left. Stanley's going to dump it into the Oilers zone. Daly's going to try and stop it behind the net, but he can't do it. And the puck's going to get dumped into the corner of the Winnipeg Jets zone. Leafs tied it up on their fourth shot. Oh, nice save by Comrie. Gets a guy stops a guy in a good setup and then gets the rebounds too. Shots are 26-16 in favor of the Oilers with 4:07 left in the third period. Looks like this one's going to be going to overtime. As we have an icing call against Winnipeg, it looks like. Yeah, so Philip finds Stefan shot, and then Philip got, oh yeah. Didn't get a lot on the rebound chance, but got enough to all right, Ottawa just scored to make it 2-1. Nice. Scramble play in front. Shots are 21-5 for Ottawa now. All right. I'm getting. All right. Well, back here in our thingamahooger. Oh. Nashville is getting dusted by the Panthers right now. Twice. They lose 3-2 in one game, and they're currently down 6-1 in the other. Leafs on the power play, though, here. Yeah, your power play is predictable. It's get the puck to Matthews and hope something happens. Like it's not great, Toronto. Oh, look. Ottawa gets a clear off the immediately. Let's watch this Leafs power play. Just for a minute. Yeah. And we got icing on Edmonton. Okay. Well, 2:11 left. It's a 2-2 tie. Here come the Jets. Number 71. He's the only player I've noticed. Are you kidding? 3-1 Ottawa. So Murray is now in net to replace Joseph Wool, but I mean you can't blame Joseph Wool for anything that's gone on. His team is being outshot 22-10, and they have a 3-1 deficit to to look for it. So, yeah, this is pretty good. Meanwhile, we have 25 seconds left in the third period, a 2-2 tie. So we are going to go to overtime, unless the Oilers pull a Vancouver, unless they pull a game 4 against the Canucks, and score with less than 30 seconds, well, less than a minute remaining, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. 5.9, although the Jets did commit an icing. 3, 2, and we're going to overtime in the first preseason game of the 2024 Oilers preseason schedule. So what's going on in the and still 3-1, 22-9 now are the shots that took a shot away from the Leafs. So here in Edmonton, it's been I guess I would say a decent game between Edmonton and Winnipeg here. So yeah, we are headed to overtime. No idea what the lines are going to look like here, but okay, so they're still figuring this out. All right, here we go. Overtime. So we have O'Reilly. I think that's Lavoie and someone on the defense starting for Edmonton. Winnipeg is going to get the first touch of this overtime period. And here they come. Number 19 for the Jets. Sends it back to the point. Nice little defensive play there from, who is that? Lavoie. Nice Lavoie pokes it away. Here comes the Jets. They're sending it back to the defense. And here come the Jets. 2-on-1. Shot saved by Colin Delia. Jets have controlled play so far in overtime here. They are not getting or allowing the Oilers to have a touch here. This is not good. So they're probably going to score here. All right. Oilers finally get a touch. They got a potential 2-on-1. Scores! Who was that? Dineen gets the overtime winner for the Edmonton Oilers, and they take it 3-2 in overtime. Yeah, he beat Comrie on the glove side. So Dineen is the one who starts this play. Yeah, and they get it. So Oilers take the first game of preseason, a final score of 3-2 in overtime. Your goal scorers were Sam O'Reilly, Raphael Lavoie, and Dineen. And the Oilers take it 3-2 in the first preseason game. Tomorrow, they do the split squad game against the Calgary Flames. That is a game I'm looking forward to seeing, especially considering McDavid, Draisaitl, and some of those guys will be playing. Like I said earlier, Stuart Skinner and neither Stuart Skinner nor Darnell Nurse will be playing in that game, but it's a game I'm looking forward to nonetheless. So I want to thank every one of you guys for coming out, showing up for tonight's game. Again, Edmonton Oilers win 3-2 in overtime over the Winnipeg Jets. I will be back tomorrow for the split squad game against the Calgary Flames. And then next week, October 2nd, I will be doing the Oilers playing the Seattle Kraken. And then I will be doing Friday, October 4th, when the Oilers play the Vancouver Canucks. And like I said, those two games I'm more interested in because those two games are going to be featuring basically fully NHL rosters. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy your night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.